Welcome to the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. It's 9 minutes gone past our 7 o'clock. On the Evening Rush, you know how we do it. We get to talk about prominent issues that actually occupied, the media space in the course of the day. Issues that actually set the tone for conversation across all the sector that makes up what Nigeria is today. My name is Esther Mwachiko. I officially welcome you to the Evening Rush. Tell a friend to tune into 90.3 FM. This is basically where you have a voice. This is the station where your voice counts, where your thoughts counts, where we intellectually edify ourselves with issues in the polity. In every sector that makes up the Nigerian society, we give a logical, comprehensive, objective breakdown of these issues. And then obviously, you get to be part of the conversation as well. So when we educate ourselves, the analyst who joins us either physically right here in the studio, via the telephone, or sometimes, virtually, then obviously you get to give us your own criticism, reaction, recommendation, or alternatives to these conversations that we're going to be having. Ladies and gentlemen, indeed, I always tell you, expect it. Most of the conversation you'll be hearing on most of the media spaces is basically on Nigeria's political terrain. And it's so because the political gladiators and the political elites basically bring forward conversations on that regard or in that aspect. But it is our responsibility as media professionals, media organizations, to always remind them that while they are politicking, they have a responsibility to ensure that the dividends of democracy gets across to every Nigerian, which includes proper healthcare, education, access to education, all right, social welfare facilities and infrastructure. Very, very, very important. I emphasized very, very important. Also, affordability, food affordability. It's also essential. Enabling business environment. Your policies should enable the business environment. If it doesn't, businesses will close up, and already it's happening. I had a guest who came in yesterday, if you were following the Evening Rush, and I introduced him, and he said that the way things are at this point in time, he may have to close up his plants. And a lot of people are looking into real estate in the US. Trump recently, as it stands, there are tax cuts for those who are capitalists, business owners. Literally, they're the ones going to be enjoying Trump's administration now. So a lot of them are looking into capitalizing on that during this administration of Trump so that they make money, have a good stay. And that's basically priority. So most businessmen now are looking into that. So if the Nigerian business space is not accommodating or friendly, they'll close up shop and go set up somewhere. But that will also be a debilitating situation for us in this country, because right now our populous youth needs something to do. And like you heard him yesterday, he told you that is why there is an increase in crime and criminality. My name is Esther Mwachiko. We do this virtually as well, so you can join us on YouTube at VOP 903 FM. VOP 903 FM on YouTube, so you can virtually be part of the conversation. You can see us and relate with us as we're going on today. So let me start off with a couple of issues that happened, very interesting issues that occurred today. So Akpabio and Senate leader Bamidele had a clash today. I will tell you the truth, it was crazy. Permit me to use that word. Yes, crazy. The very thing that Natasha Akpoti was accusing Akpabio of is what Senator Bamidele actually accused him of. And according to Senator Bamidele, he said he's frustrated. He's compelled to resign. Now, this is too much. So let me read it out. There was tension today during plenary. In fact, yesterday evening, not even today, as Senate President Akpabio and Senate Leader Akpabio Bamidele engaged in a shouting confrontation that nearly led to a physical altercation. I want to see how they won't fight. We won't fight. We twitch belly. All right, according to a report, there was tension that erupted during an executive session to deliberate on whether to adjourn the current legislative sitting this week or next week for the Senate's traditional 2-month annual recess. Well, sources who spoke to Sahara reporters stated that disagreements among the leadership over the adjournment plan led to visible cracks within the chamber's top hierarchy. Senator Alindumi had criticized the Senate leadership for failing to hold a prior meeting to unify their position before bringing the matter to the floor. He reportedly said that was not how things should be done, urging the leadership to show greater coordination. This was Senator Ali Ndume. So he said that things should be done in a proper way. You need to coordinate yourselves before issues are brought to the House. He was one who actually criticized the Senate leadership that they failed to hold a prior meeting to unify their position on issues before they brought the matter to the floor. So it was Indumi's comment that ignited long simmering frustrations. We didn't know that there were simmering frustrations between Bamidele and Godswill Akpabio, because the last time I heard Bamidele speak was during the Natasha imbroglio, where the entire Senate stood firm with Godswill Akpabio, and Okpeyemi actually stood up and spoke in favor of Akpabio, saying what the decision the Senate actually took was the right one, and they were all united. So I'm wondering where this simmering frustration is coming from. So basically, Okpeyemi now got up and said, I am frustrated as Senate leader working under Senate President Akpabio. This was Bamidele reportedly in the hit session. He does not call leadership meetings. He doesn't consult with anyone. He is autocratic. In fact, I am contemplating resigning as Senate leader. Akpabio, visibly angered by Bamidele's remarks, fired back sharply. Senator Okpeyemi should sit down. He cannot speak while I am speaking. I am in charge here. Akpabio reportedly yelled. I have served as commissioner, two-term governor, Senate minority leader, and a powerful minister. I know the Senate rules and leadership more than you. Tempers flared. Both men appeared ready to confront each other physically before other senators quickly intervened to de-escalate the situation and restore order. However, no official statement had been issued as of the time this report was being filed. Efforts to reach Senator Yemi Adaramodu, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs, were unsuccessful. The phone lines were unreachable, and he was also offline on WhatsApp. Now, these members are meant to deliberate issues that concerns Nigerians, like pertinent issues. For example, insecurity. Farmers cannot go to their farm because of insecurity, right? These are issues that we're really contending with at this very particular moment. There is also a housing crisis. Commodities are quite expensive. And when I mean commodities, immediate commodities that people need on a daily basis have gotten quite expensive. A lot of persons now are alternating their living conditions to cope and modify themselves with the current economic reality. These are the issues that this house is meant to deliberate. For example, the refineries that we heard are about to be sold, we thought that they would deliberate on it, despite them mentioning it. They said they were going to create new state, although Akpabio said that that information is actually not true. We're also looking at electoral reform. INEC has submitted about 100 updates on the electoral reform. We've not heard the National Assembly talk on when they will look through it and possibly present it to the president for assent or deliberate on some of the things that were brought out there. These are important matters that the Senate is meant to actually consider, make bills that prioritizes the interests of the people. But here, egos, tempers are flying. I am better than you, being in the Senate more than you, and all whatnot. So what exactly, if Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele, we're waiting for an official comment from them, but if indeed Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele made this statement, does this validate all that Natasha Akpoti said? Does this validate all her claims about Senate President Godswill Akpabio? Does this validate it? Another interesting thing to note is concerning INEC. So INEC accepted the list for the ward council elections for next year, right? And it was the Julius Abure group that they actually admitted. And it's worrisome because it's obviously telling us that INEC still sees Julius Abure as the authentic chairman of the Labour Party. So if that is the case, why have you not come out to speak? Now, the big question is, the Senate committee headed by, or rather the committee of Nanadi Usman, under what constitution of the party are they working with? Because INEC is meant to regulate the parties. They enforce the constitution of these political parties. That is why these political parties need INEC's interference, adherence. Their guidelines is basically what modulates party activities. So INEC needs to be carried out. INEC interprets the constitution for them. So are we saying that the Julius Abure group is what INEC has considered as the authentic chairman of the Labour Party? And also the big question that came on board is that, is this the reason why Dati Baba Ahmed decided to create a means of reconciling these different groups within the Labour Party? It is a conflicting scenarios. Alex Oti has said that anybody who wants to come back to the party is free, but that a new emergency National Executive Council meeting is to be held where a chairman actually comes on. Then the Nanadu Usman committee held an executive meeting where obviously Nanadu Usman was fully chosen by the Nanadu Usman group as the chairman of the Labour Party, of that group of the Labour Party. So if INEC is recognizing any list from that of Aburi, because they haven't recognized that of Senator Nanadi Usman, then where does that put us? Where does that put us? And if Dati Baba Ahmed says the Labour Party delivered in 2023 without any governor, without any top senator, and we came third, and according to Dati Baba Ahmed, 10 million votes. He believes that the party is good and strong enough for him to run, because according to him, he feels that the ADC, he hasn't yet understood their direction. It's not about grabbing power. That's what Dati Baba Ahmed said. These are very serious things to consider. Now let's look at, we're also going to be looking at the state governors that have been defecting to the All Progressives Congress. Others feel that is an avenue for them to be sure that they would sustain tempo and be re-elected come 2027, especially for the first-term governors. But then they're looking at the checklist of their deliverables in their individual states. So what's the state of Delta like with Ovowori? Are they doing okay? Are they doing well? Is he delivering while he's politicking and looking for his own interest? That's a very interesting one to consider. Okay, Akpabio as well. Are they delivering while they have actually defected to the All Progressives Congress? That's also another thing to consider. Okay, now the reason why we're talking about coalition is because Nigerians are not satisfied with the current government of the day. They feel there is brigandage. They feel that there is no apathy with the government. They feel that the government only writes on paper what looks pleasing to the international community, but is not reflective to Nigerians at the grassroots, and that is one of their major problems. However, these are the issues I'll be looking into today. Meanwhile, the president has asked Nyesom Wike to give them land. He wants to build a beautiful edifice for the APC secretariat in Abuja. That's what he wants to do. So they had a meeting at the Aso Rock Villa yesterday where they had to discuss a couple of issues. That was when Nentawe Yilwata emerged as the APC national chairman, and he promised to ensure that more people join the APC. You know that in the National Assembly right now, you have 70 APC members, 28 PDP, 1 SDP, 1 Labour Party. So the APC is basically the majority. We don't know what this means actually, if already we're seeing a one-party system of government already. Now, if this is the case, what happens with the coalition, and how does the coalition intend to grab power from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027? How does President Bola Ahmed Tinubu need to reel out his receipts to challenge the ADC that I am delivering and Nigerians are happy with me, and that there will be a divided vote whereby some people will begin to rethink not to vote for any other person, but possibly give him an opportunity to extend by going another 4 years? These are contending issues, but governance is paramount. My guest today is Barrister Darlington Agumwa. Barrister Darlington, good evening. Thank you for joining us today. How are you?
I'm okay, Stan. You?
I am fine. Barrister Darlington, I want us to take an oath on air today.
Eh?
Yes, we're going to take an oath today.
Oh, Duke.
Yes.
No.
And okay, we're going to have a decree that you're going to sign off on.
No, we are not in a military regime.
Okay, we're going to take an oath. Let's pass a law.
Let's have an understanding.
Okay, what's your understanding?
You tell me.
I should tell you, Barrister Darlington. You are going to respond adequately to the question. No inferment. No inducement. All right? You're going to be direct. Okay? You're not going to make any inferences.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You're not going to deliberately twist your responses and create a certain kind of narrative. Is that understandable between both of us?
On what condition?
On the condition that we're going to have an amiable conversation that is intellectually edifying without both of us fighting on air today.
Esther, have we not been having such thing before?
We used to have, but today I don't want our temperature to fly. Barrister, I'm taking hot tea. I don't want to be hotter than how I am right now.
No. If you don't want to laugh, tell me. It's as simple
No,
as that.
laugh is beautiful for the
No,
spirit.
they don't want to laugh.
I want to laugh. I love laughing. Laugh is beautiful for the spirit.
You will start
let's-
paying me.
I'll pay you.
Uh-huh.
Pastor Darlington, it's service to humanity.
Yeah,
Laugh
yeah.
is love. Okay, so let's agree to that. Do we agree? Do we have that understanding?
Esther, go ahead, though.
But you don't want to say yes.
Why will I admit to what I don't know yet?
You don't-
Is it not when you're... if your question... look when in trouble. Is it not your question will determine my answer? Eh?
Chai, this man.
It's
You're
true
a very
now.
stubborn man. You're
Eh?
a very stubborn man, Pastor Darlington.
I
All right,
was a very good boy before I met you. I wanted to be a reverend father until we met.
You then go pursue you for seminary with this your mouth.
Oh God.
Pastor Darlington.
Yes.
How do you see this whole thing with Akpabio and Bamidele? What bell does it ring in your head?
Esther, the implosion have started. Anything that has a ulterior motive, even my Bible was very clear that they will come against you one way, but they scatter in 7 ways. They have already started scattering. So I am not surprised. I've told you here, APC can never hold on. Countdown to 2027 election. Something will happen there. Thank God they have realized the kind of person, the kind of Senate President Akpabio is. You can see they are complaining. Imagine if an opposition have told him all this, they would have suspended that person. Is that not true? So they are now trying to have a taste of the food they have cooked for Nigerians. They are becoming uncomfortable with what their leaders are doing. And that is the implosion I'm talking about. Did you ever imagine that a Senate majority leader will bust out like this against his principal? Did you ever believe? They have realized that this man has messed them up. He had brought infamy in the National Assembly.
How can you say he has messed them up? It
Sorry?
was barely 3 months ago when the entire Senate stood behind. I'm actually surprised that Senator Akpabio Bamidele is saying this. They all stood behind Godswill Akpabio. They all stood behind him. They said his decision is accurate. They said they solidified their stance with him. In fact, they did that twice. Yes, in that sense of statesmanship.
They are now born again.
Born again, how?
Yes, you will always be.
Could it be possible that maybe there were some bills or agreement that Senator Bamidele and Godswill Akpabio could not reach to, and that's basically what happened? Because according to him, this brings me back to when the state of emergency was declared in Rivers State, where they said that you need 2/3 of the Senate to agree to that state of emergency before the president declares it. And it was obvious that it was only Godswill Akpabio that maybe unilaterally took that decision. Because if Akpabio Bamidele is saying that there is no consultation, meetings are not held, he takes unilateral decisions and doesn't even carry anyone along, and that he's autocratic. Could it be that that was exactly what happened on the day that the president declared a state of emergency in Rivers? Because it was the following day they wanted to start getting signatures from the rest of the senators in the House to approve that state of emergency. Is it possible that this is basically what Akpabio Bamidele could be referring to?
Why not? If not, is it not obvious? That day we had that they are going to append their signatures. All of a sudden, it entered into voice vote. Is that not how the matter ended? So Akpabio, while praising himself that he is a 2-time governor, he is a minister, he is this, he is that. No, it's not the big office. It is the content that we are after. That you have been there in so much capacity. What did you bring to the table? Before you are brought to that Senate, you were a guest of EFCC. So how can you be praising yourself after you have committed so much? Even in NDDC, what did you do there? You left there in a blaze of scandal, horrible scandals. So my dear, I don't need to be told. This party that the AP Oshomole said that if you enter there, your sins are forgiven. And I ask myself, how can a group of sinners come together and you expect them to live together? Because Oshomole made it clear. All the people that are joining them, go and look at them, they all have baggages.
But President, how is it possible for Godswill Akpabio to be in a fist cuff with Bamidele?
So
how the fight won't take be? How the thing won't take look?
If
you reach to
hold
throw
on,
punch,
if
like
your stomach is not afraid, why is stomach in front?
What do you mean?
The stomach is always in front now. Though the stomach is not afraid, and Akpabio is not lacking in stomach, so he can deploy it and push Bamidele down.
With this,
Can't he? At least God gave him that, so we can deploy it.
what's this wrestling that this is it Chinese or Japanese people do?
Sumo,
yeah, is that what you're trying to describe?
We push you to your tummy. So you can use what God gave him.
But Barrister Darlington, what does this tell you about? Because the Senate will be they've adjourned plenary up until September, and Natasha Akpoti has 2 more months to go for her 6 months to expire for her suspension. So they will not be resuming until the 23rd of September. So they're on recess, they're on holiday. Obviously, prayers have been sent to their accounts to take a break and all of that. In the meantime, there are pending issues that needs to be resolved as soon as possible. Some persons will say we still have time. INEC has sent about 100 and something update for electoral guidelines, all right, to possibly refurbish the electoral acts. And in as much as that is this, Nigerians are anticipating the next upcoming elections, although we say it's almost 2 years away. But for them to anticipate that, and they're actively involved in all the political theatrics and trajectory and going within our political space, it tells you that they're not happy. Is it possible that this administration knows that, or they're not paying attention to that? Or could it be that certain persons working within or working with the president are not being responsible in their duty?
Esther, they are buying time.
Who is buying time?
You know, when people are talking of electoral reform and all that, are they paying attention to it? No, they are buying time. Because this particular, both constitutional amendment and electoral, they are supposed to come in December.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Now, if they now resume plenary by September, you have September now, October, November, December. You mean in 3 months they will finish all this? Is it possible? The answer is no. So they are buying time so that by the time you enter 2026, they will tell you that party primaries, whatever, that it is too close. That after the election, they did it in Buhari time, remember? So all these tricks is what I was hoping the opposition should be talking about before they can talk of winning an election. You can see, whenever I was making this argument about P2B and Atiku, this is where I was going. Do you have the capacity to challenge these people and force them to do the right thing? You don't. Not even to hold protests. Not even to write to international bodies. That look at what these people are doing here. They are trying to destroy democracy. Look at what they are not talking. If APC were in opposition, I know what they would have been doing with this bad governance we are suffering today. They would have written to God even. Because they did it under Jonathan. In fact, that one, it was so bad that if they don't see him for 2 or 3 minutes like this, they'll be sniffing all over to know where he is. And if they can't find him, maybe the man went to ease himself. They will call John Kerry, Obama's Secretary of State. Sir, we have not seen this man, no. And he has stayed too long in that place. Please, can you come and help us to bring him out? We want to know whether he's trying to rig the election. And John Kerry will run into Nigeria and call Jonathan to Lagos. Jonathan will come and say, I'm here, sir. He said, hey, we understand that they could not find you, that you disappeared from radar. So we came to know whether everything is okay. And Jonathan will say, no problem, it's okay, no problem. I mean, we only came to find out if you're okay. You can go back to Abuja. That was how APC was harassing this man in office. It's on record. This was what they were doing to Jonathan. Yet, Tinubu, with all he has done, I have not seen this coalition or this opposition writing to these international bodies, detailing what Tinubu is doing in Nigeria. Nobody is talking. Is that not why the man relax? This thing that National Assembly is doing, they are buying time. Look at the time of election with all this heavy duty on their table. They couldn't do it. Now they remember to go on whatever. By the way, what are they doing in that house? Are they not on vacation already? Or have you not seen most of them sleeping while plenary is going on? So what other this thing are they talking about? Yet the opposition just kept quiet. no protest, no press release. And you are going to face these people.
President, the oil business is no longer as attractive as it used to be. A lot of nations are now diversifying to other means of generating income for themselves in their trade. And as it stands right now, Nigeria still relies heavily on oil for its internal revenue, even though the government has told us that they are diversifying into other means. Another one they're looking into is agriculture and natural minerals, that is, other resources like gemstones and all of that. But while they have not been able to break even in that alternative, oil is still the mainstay. And Shetima, the vice president, has come out and broken the silence on Tinubu's struggle with oil cabal. A lot of persons said that Tinubu was very courageous in having to truncate the inducement of these oil cabals in the oil industry. A couple of persons say that no president has that spine to do that, only Tinubu. That it was deliberate while he said fuel subsidies gone on May 29 in 2023 when he made that declaration. He said it was a deliberate stunt. There are talks that if Tinubu had not made that statement that day, these cabals may have stopped him from announcing it or even saying something. They may have tried to ensure that he doesn't say that. It was a bold, strategic, brazen and affirmative move from his end. Kashim Shetima came out to say something. I want to read out what he said. While the fuel subsidy had been an albatross around the neck of successive administrations, he had the courage and conviction to remove it. The oil cabal fought back, but he refused to budge. He stood his ground because he acted in the best interest of Nigerians. Now, Barrister, during the campaign prior to 2023, in 2022 thereabout, the presidential candidates, in terms of Peter Obi of the Labour Party, Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, were also emphatic on fuel subsidy removal. None of them told us, though, how they were going to remove it, but they all had the same mantra: we are going to remove fuel subsidy. Now, when Tinubu came, that was the same thing he did. But the opposition have criticized the president that why did he do that in such a way? Now, if you recall, last year, December, the president had a presidential chat. You recall that prior to the elections, he didn't really address the press until Inauguration Day, precisely when he was inaugurated as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as announced by INEC. Tinubu said there was nothing that could have been a platform to cushion the effect of subsidy removal. Akpabio of Channels Television asked that question, and he said, what was there? He said there was nothing there that could have served as an alternative, as a bridge to sustain before the immediate removal of subsidy. So how would you describe this? Would you say that the president is bold and strong, being able to fight out these cabals regardless of how these guys have a trench coat? Or would we say that the president did not think of the immediate consequences of that announcement, which a couple of people feel is the bane of his administration? Others think that was a bold move. Others also think that that is the weakness of his administration. What would you say to that?
Esther, you told me here that we should have an understanding.
Yes.
That I will not, I will always agree with you.
So I didn't say agree with me.
So that there will be peace.
I just said you wouldn't
so
divert.
that there will be peace on this studio.
You would adduce or
but
infer.
This particular thing you said now, are you saying it that you don't know my opinion on this matter?
No, I gave you two sides. I gave you two instances.
That side, look, everywhere I go,
responses.
either on the TV or here, I don't want to hear that Tinubu remove subsidy.
You don't want to
hear?
I
don't want to hear
Why?
Because he told a lie.
He told a lie?
He told a lie. You and I know
you
that.
believe that he did not remove it?
He did not.
Okay.
Esther, he did not. And I have my facts.
Okay.
Have we not discussed here that NNPC is asking for 7.7 trillion naira oil subsidy? That is asking the federal government Nigeria to pay them. Is that not what happened?
Yeah.
So, if he had removed subsidy, why should we be hearing such a news? Either shortfall or upfall or downfall, whatever name they give it. The fact remains that NNPC is asking for that money and they gave a deadline. True or false?
True.
Good. Are you aware that since 2023, 300,000 barrels of crude oil is being reserved to pay for subsidy? So please, with all these things, how can you now want me to sit down here and believe that Tinubu remove subsidy? No, tell me.
So if he did not remove subsidy, why that announcement? Because
I told you he told
based
a lie.
on a certain report that was released, I think by the IMF, they told us that subsidy was not removed up until October last year, or October 2023. That was when subsidy was ultimately removed. And then there are questions as to where the money, if subsidy was removed, where is the subsidy fund?
Good.
They were able to save about 500 and something trillion naira from that subsidy removal.
500.
500 and something trillion.
No.
From this, this was as at last year. This was the last report as of last year. 500 and something trillion naira from that subsidy removal. That was the official report we were told about it. But last year, as of last year, I think last year,
it wasn't up to the 5 trillion, no, not 500. It can be up to 500 trillion. For
5 trillion naira. Okay, fine, thank you. If that is as of last year, I don't know about the update now, but as of last year, that was what we were told. Barrister Darlington, if that was the case, we're still seeing more borrowings, although they say borrowings are natural, and borrowing is not wrong, right? Okay, good. But why are we not getting an accountability of where the money is of the subsidy removal?
Are you serious?
Going?
I'm surprised you're asking this question. You can see the contradiction.
What's the contradiction?
The contradiction, yeah, you believe they remove subsidy and you're not asking for the money and all that. This 21 trillion, are you aware that a part of that money is to pay for this, to cushion the effect of subsidy? That was what they told us. Is that not true? Then, about 3 months ago, the National Assembly invited the Minister of Finance to come and tell them this subsidy money, how much have they saved, and what is the position of our foreign debt and all that. The moment the committee mentioned the subsidy to come and give account, the man said, no, we cannot discuss this thing in the open. Come, let's go inside. And that was the end of the matter. Till today, have Tinubu come and tell us, give us account of the money he saved from subsidy. That is the exact amount we have saved, and this is what we use it for. Has it come out? The answer is no. The answer is capital no. Then look at it again. They told you that NNPC will no longer play any role. Meanwhile, NNPC is both a regulator and a player in the same industry.
But in November 2024, Barrister Darlington, the presidency told us that the 5.4 trillion naira that was saved from subsidy should be used for nationwide developmental initiatives. But obviously, the state governors are meant to implement that. The 5.4 trillion saved from the subsidy, that it should be used for nationwide developmental initiatives, which means that this monies will be sent to the governors, and then the governors will know how they intend to use it. But we're not getting a breakdown of how this money is used
when they want to
for developmental initiatives.
Good. When they want to tell you a lie, they will now outsource their responsibility so that they will find a lame dog to blame. Is that not what Tinubu did? He outsourced his responsibility. Let us see what the federal government is doing with federal institutions, like all the FMCs, all the federal universities, all the federal roads. Everything that has to do with federal government, let them tidy it up. Then we can now ask the state governor, what are you doing? Because they are collecting the chunk of the money. So when people are saying, go and look at your state governor, go and look at your state governor, you forgot that there is law that have tied their hand. There is the limit they can go. As a matter of fact, inflation has eroded whatever money they are getting. They know that. When minimum wage was 30,000 naira, it had more value and more quality than now that is 70,000. You and I know that. So what are you talking about? You see, when they want to deceive the public, they will now outsource their responsibility and start blaming everybody but themselves. The one that had to do with you, insecurity especially, have you tidied it up? Can any state governor even give a marching order to a commissioner of police in his state? I mean, a commissioner of police, can they take order from a state governor? And yet they will be blaming them for insecurity. Can you just imagine? What do you want them to do? Since Buhari time, we have been talking of state police up to today under APCO. They told us that they are coming to do all these things. Yet up to today.
Well, Barrister Darlington, coming back to what Shitima said, by actually complimenting the president and actually saying that
he should have given us template. Tell us this thing he claimed that Tinubu removed. What is the benefit up to today? If if he removes subsidy, why are we not getting the benefit now? So that when he's talking, we say, yes, we are seeing the benefit. Esther, please, when Abacha removed subsidy, or he added money to the fuel we are buying, just by 3 naira, 11 naira to 14 naira. The difference, he opened up an agency called PTF.
Petroleum Trust Fund.
Petroleum Trust Fund, which Buhari headed. And from that small money like that, you saw what they did with it. This particular fuel subsidy Tinubu have been using to blackmail everybody. Where is the money going into?
How is it blackmailing anybody?
Because every time you go join APC and people like Shetima, they will tell us he removed subsidy. He's the only one who have the lion heart to remove it. The other governor, the other president, they have what do you call a dog heart. He's the only one that have a lion heart. Okay, where is the proceed? We agree you remove subsidy. You should have established or registered an agency that will manage this fund, so that at the press of a button, you will see how much that have entered there. When Jonathan was there, it was the erudite Christopher Kolade, that managed the sovereign wealth fund. We have all these things in place. In the case of Tinubu, why is it that nobody knows what this oil subsidy is going to? No agency is managing it. We don't know any account about it.
But it's possible that they sent it to the state governors now, because as of 2020, as of 2024, he said that it should be used for national developmental initiatives.
Oh God Almighty! Look, I don't like it. I said this thing is what they use to deceive you.
So
the one that had to do with the federal government, what is he doing with his own money? Or didn't he collect money from the subsidy? Let him do work with his own money. Yeah, let him do what. Then the other states now, we cannot know how to face them. That's what I'm saying here. You are the one, you are the chief CEO. Do work with the money that came to you.
Okay,
the money you are making.
Here is the thing. The president said that subsidy removal was because of these cabals that Shetima is talking about. Hold on.
Is it not part of them?
Wait now.
Is it not in the oil industry? I will take what he's telling me.
Wait,
I will not.
He said it's because of these cabals that they're benefiting, meanwhile the ordinary Nigerians who are meant to benefit are not benefiting. But wait. But ever since that removal, it's the ordinary Nigerians who this subsidy removal was meant to sustain that are bearing the brunt. The supposed cabal, we're not hearing them complain.
Oh, really?
That's the thing. And Shetima is telling us that the administration is creating an enabling environment. They are committed to economic revitalization, assuring business leaders that the current government is creating a more enabling environment for serious investments to thrive, and that he's assuring that Nigeria is actually ready for business. And he also said that he's pleading guilty to romancing with the business community, the manufacturing and productive sectors, that this is how great nations are built, and this is how Korea became what it is, and that the key economic decisions taken by President Tinubu, which included the removal of fuel subsidy, realignment of Nigeria's multiple exchange rate systems, and comprehensive tax reforms, all of which he said are being implemented to stabilize the economy. So the people being taxed, are they the ones that will stabilize the economy when they're being taxed, which is basically those are the lower cadre, because basically that's where you can actually feel the tax. Small business owners will be taxed. They're implementing more tax systems. But are we getting external investors to come set up their manufacturing base here?
Esther, please. Have we not discussed here that 7.2 million businesses have closed down under this administration and even the previous one? Have we not? Those businesses, have they come back to life? Are you not aware that it was even electricity bill that closed most of them down?
Yes.
Are you not aware? So on what basis will Shetima be talking that the business environment is now so juicy that everybody is rushing here to come and open shop? Can he mention those businesses that came in? Tell me. The ones there are on life support. How do you think others will come? You can see deceitful statements that I don't even want to hear. The poor that are not benefiting from subsidy, now that they remove it, can Tinubu tell us how the poor are benefiting? Up to today, we are still the poverty capital of the whole world. True or false? So which poor, where are they benefiting? Can Tinubu tell us how the poor are benefiting from subsidy removal? Let him tell us.
Okay,
is there any place where the poor are buying fuel?
Barrister.
Any particular petrol station where the poor are buying fuel?
The drive force of Nigeria's economy are the private sectors. And obviously the private sector will feel the brunt of all of this taxation or tax.
That's why they closed the shop.
Wait now. Now, if the private sectors are not being given key positions when it comes to having conversations, meetings with those at the executive, see how they can come at a middle ground when it comes to decision-making policies, especially when the government wants to make some policy implementation and there's no proper consultation or conversation or negotiation with private sector key stakeholders. What does that say for private business owners?
Daily business that is afloat today, go and check. Political funds are in that business. Political funds,
So funds, saying money. Politics that is.
Yes,
that
politics is supporting that business. Go and check.
Ha.
Because just last month, they told us that Oando made a profit of over 1 trillion naira. And I asked myself, is Oando the only oil company in Nigeria? Last year, they announced the same thing to us. I asked myself, is Oando the only oil company in Nigeria? Why is the other people not posting such a humongous amount of profit? And you know what happened with Oando? First, OVH bought an NNPC, remember? Then later, Oando now bought OVH. Look at the trick they use. They don't want to come direct and buy an NNPC. They went through a proxy so that you gullible Nigerian will not know what is going on. Look at the trick. Look at the deceit. A small company like OVH buying an NPC. Then later, Oando now bought OVH. When you are buying OVH, are you not buying both assets and liability? You can see the indirect way these people are using to deceive gullible Nigerians. So when I'm telling you that no subsidies were removed, I am very, very sure of what I'm giving you facts. Let them come and contradict it. The mere fact that an NPC is being mentioned today in the oil industry tells you that no subsidy were removed. If not, on what ground will anybody be telling me that we are going to pay 7.7 trillion naira to an NPC? For what? What did they do for us? Tell me, what did they do? That is what I'm telling you here. All this statement by all the people in the government is very, very deceitful. I ask again, where is that benefit to the poor? This subsidy, where is it? You are still borrowing money. Esther, Tinubu is still borrowing money. After all the things he told us, he's still borrowing money. I was telling you here about what I suffered for my electricity meter, which they eventually brought. And I told you they have been extorting money from me. Have I not said it?
Yeah.
Good. If not for Enugu, EERC, Enugu Electricity Regulatory Commission, you know, they are now independent. They went down memory line, called actuaries and the forensic experts. They now computed this thing and discovered that these people have been extorting us money. They have been, all these band A people, they've been extorting money from us. I don't know how they believe that everybody is a billionaire. That they should charge somebody living in a one-bedroom apartment 150,000 naira per month. Okay, give us prepaid meter, they refuse. If not for Enugu Regulatory Commission, would you have known that these people were extorting money from you, Esther? Would you have known? Now, 11 states have joined into that. And those of them in the southwest here and some in other parts, they are now insisting, all the discourse, they are now kicking against it. You want to tell me that Enugu doesn't want to make money, Abi? They deliberately reduced it from 209 naira per unit to 160 naira per unit. Look at the gap, almost 50%. Almost. That's what they have been extorting from you and I. And the the power minister, is now going to contest election in Oyo State. Where do you think the money is coming from? Where do you think it's coming from, Esther? Look at it. Extorting money from Nigerians so shamelessly. And now when the bubble bursts, instead of them to own up and say, return this money to the owners, they are still resisting it. So Enugu doesn't want to make money, Abi. They didn't know what they were doing. It just, I told you here that it is one man will bring evil into society. It is one man that will remove that evil. Is that not true? Some people have conscience. They know that people are just trying to survive because of electricity bill, and their conscience touch them. They say, no, this thing is not good. Even with the discovery, some people are still resisting it, Esther. To tell you that some people are very heartless. I have been asking myself. I gave you an example here with my own prepaid meter when they brought it. They gave me 200 units, and told me that this token, after using it, I'll pay for it. I said, no problem. I now finish using it. When I want to go and pay, they said that the 200 unit is 45,000 naira, and that lasted for a month plus. Esther, from 135 I was paying on estimated billing. When they gave me meter, it came down to what? 45,000 naira. Look at the gap. Esther. How else do you want to define it? The same house, so is even a 6-bedroom duplex, and because I'm not using, most of my children are not around, so I was not consuming anything. I now ask myself, why did I now this thing came to 45,000? This is something you have been paying for 135, and you people are still resisting and making noise. Do you know I can go to court over this? I was challenging them in their office. How do you rationalize it, Esther? So to tell you that I was right all along, I was saying it here.
Barrister Darlington.
So all this money they are taking from yesterday, whose pocket is it going into? Tell me, who? The naira they floated, who is taking the gulp of the profit? Where is it going to?
They said the unification of the naira was one of the greatest achievements of the administration.
Yes, you can see. So when it was 200 naira, it was not an achievement. It is now that it is 1,500 naira for $1. That is when they have made achievement, Abi. Ghana, that is 18 cedis to $1, and South Africa, that is 14 rand to $1. Those people, it is not an achievement. It is your own that is 1,600 that is an achievement. And Nigerians are buying this thing. They are not asking questions. Esther, they are not asking questions. All these figures are there.
Barrister, we're asking questions. That's what we're asking.
So when Setima was talking,
you have double taxation right now. The idea is to increase the way monies will be generated, but you're not wondering what is happening to the businesses that this double taxation will occur with. How do they stay afloat? We're also talking about microfinance banks. I remember very recently the president actually has asked for subsidization for farmers, specifically farmers who want to have access to fertilizer and seedlings. It's a way of encouraging people to go have farm. Food is very, very important in any society, in any productive society. So the president decided to subsidize that. And microfinance banks are meant to enable that. But the thing some of these farmers are complaining about is what they're asked for in terms of as a collateral and the interest rates, although the interest rate is not meant to be very high. But if you actually collect a loan, get your fertilizer, get your seedlings, and then you start your farming, how are you sure that you may be able to harvest if insecurity is actually disturbing you, if you're not able to carry out your farming activities? That's one angle to look at it. Secondly, Barrister Darlington, again, the reason why Nigerians are supposedly more interested in 2027 to them, it is the fact that they don't think beyond that they'll be able to cope. And I'm speaking of small, medium scale enterprises, small businesses. They're talking about long-term them staying afloat. Power is expensive. I'm talking about electricity, cost of productive materials, that is those who are in the manufacturing industry, cost of maintenance as well for some of these businesses, also another issue, and other taxation that is coming up now. At this point in time, are we saying that the Minister of Trade and Investment is not having a conversation, a convention, or a seminar, or a session on how all of these things can be ameliorated? Remember that the private sector is a key driving force of Nigeria's economy.
Esther, the middle class is gone in Nigeria. You are aware? You're either poor or rich. Extremely poor and extremely rich. That's what you have today. I'm not joking. It's a fact. That is why the level of poverty is so high. In the days of PDP, when you had a middle class, the poverty was not like this because that middle class, they are a bridge. Because businesses were moving on. They breathe. That's why I told that this government, they don't know how, they don't know anything about economy. It just talk, Esther. Talk and promise, and gullible Nigerians are buying it without asking questions.
All right, Darlington.
If Nigeria was like this before they came into office, I would say, okay, maybe, they inherited a very bad economy. Things were so bad. But under their watch, the living child they gave them, the living child they handed over to them died. A child that was hale and hearty that PDP handed over to APC died.
Okay,
and they're still praising themselves.
Every day on this platform, we actually talk about most of these vices. We talk about this vacuum in the policy. We talk about the vacuum in the policy of the administration and the fact that there is a huge gap between the executive and the people, and the non-performing the non-performing display of some of those who are right there in terms of representing. Now, this brings us to the 2027 general elections, and Nigerians thinking that is when their voices will be heard. That is when they will take their vengeance against these persons who are not representing or taking along their interests. And I'm talking about disposition to governance from our political elites. Barrister Darlington, let's move on very quickly. We'll come back to this conversation. His writer will continue with us to Julius Aburi. So, for example, the ward council elections for next year. Everything is obviously what will take place from next year in preparation for the 2027 elections. Julius Aburi submitted a list to INEC, and that was what INEC accepted. Senator Nanadu Usman's own is yet to be seen, whether they understood it. Now, Barrister Darlington, the CTC True Certified Copy of the Supreme Court was sent. All right, they presented it to INEC. INEC's legal team is meant to look at it and look at Labour Party's constitution, the constitution that guides the party, and obviously make purpose with the judgment of the Supreme Court. Now, if you understand the judgment of the Supreme Court indicated that they are not meant to interfere in party matters. They're meant to, the leadership of the party, they're meant to decide it themselves. Are we saying that INEC, with this particular gesture, has authenticated the Julius Aburi group in the Labour Party? We have two major groups, Nanadu Usman and Julius Aburi. Also put it together is that 3 or 4 days or 5 days ago, we saw Julius Aburi with Nyesom Wike. He was asked the question and he said he's free to have alliances or a familiarity with anyone. He doesn't need to respond to anybody, and it doesn't necessarily mean it has anything to do with politics. And then 2 days after, we saw Dati Baba Ahmed with Julius Aburi trying to create a room for reconciliation within the Labour Party, saying that the Labour Party is a good enough party to run with. How do you merge this? Is INEC telling us that they have recognized Julius Aburi?
Of course. And that is the cross of the whole issue here. Because when people are saying, go back to Labour Party, which Labour Party is he going to? Where an illegal chairman is in office. It's like Obi going back to his vomit.
You said illegal chairman?
Illegal chairman, yes. The Supreme Court has made it clear. The Supreme Court have made it clear that Abure should not be there. That was why Obi and his fellow leaders in Labour Party took the CTC to the INEC chairman. He accepted it, then implement what the Supreme Court said. They refuse. Esther, they refuse. So on what basis should Abure be presiding over Labour Party matters? After the Supreme Court have ruled, what do you want them to?
What constitution of the Labour Party supports the Nanadu Usman committee or group?
What?
The constitution of the Labour Party.
Yes.
Does it recognize Nanadu Usman?
No.
Under what constitution is Nanadu Usman working with?
Hold on. The Labour Party have a constitution.
Yes.
And in that constitution, going by that constitution, the tenure of Abure has expired. That was why they went to court to challenge his continuous stay in office. And the Supreme Court looked at it and said, yes, this man shouldn't be there as the chairman of the party. What else do you want anybody to say here, Esther? We are not talking of High Court or Federal High Court.
So
Supreme Court.
why is the entire party not supporting the fact that Julius Abure needs to step down? Why is there a Julius Abure group and an Enaldi Usman group?
Esther.
A Julius Abure group will come and say we're suspending Alex Oti.
Esther.
Or Peter Obi cannot be in a coalition and still claim to be part of the Labour Party.
Esther, when people told you that APC is trying to destroy all the opposition, what other fact are you looking for? Who is behind INEC and Abure?
The president told us on June 12, Democracy Day, that he is not interfering in anything with the opposition. However, he expressed his delight in the disarray ongoing within the opposition. And he also took a subtle swipe on Thursday at the People's Democratic Party and the newly found coalition, the ADC, urging them to defect and join the APC.
Okay.
While he was addressing the National Executive Committee meeting of the ruling party, he said, it's not a bad idea for politicians to defect from one struggling opposition party to the APC. He described as a more stable platform.
Yes. Don't worry. Shebi he claimed they are stable, Abi. The same fire they put in other parties is still spreading towards them now.
Well, fire. He said it is not a bad idea to abandon a sinking ship and be absent from a coalition of confusion. So the ADC is a coalition of confusion. The PDP and Labour Party is a sinking ship.
Yes. The same man that told you this, listen very well. Oh. He told his party that he will give them a Edo state. Did he not do that? Is that the statement of a Democrat? He's even urging them now to go and get Anambra for him. The same man that told you that he's a Democrat. No, tell me. Look at the contradictions.
Anambra has endorsed
your actions
for
speaks more than
2027. Chukwuma Soludo has endorsed him for 2027. Yes, when he visited Anambra State.
So why tell them to go and get Anambra for him? You can see, even deceive the Soludo.
How do you know?
Soludo is not in a quandary. I'm sure the man is gathering his loins to wait for war. When they have already told it, go and get me Anambra. After telling Soludo that he supports him, that is the Tinubu for you. I have asked you here. Please, can you tell me that one thing Tinubu told you? And you look outside and say, yeah, this thing is true. Mention one. Just mention one, just one to me. One thing he told you that you discover that this, the president is sincere about it. My happiness is that this thing he wish other party is coming close to him now. Because
how do you know? Because of the brickbat, the almost physical fist cut between Bamidele and Akpabio.
That one is even minor. It is Wike. The same Wike he was using to harass other political parties. His own governors are now asking questions that why should Wike be given so much a privilege in their own party? They are asking that question, and from the rumor mill, it was because of this same issue that they moved their meeting today to Aso Rock, because they don't want Wike admin to infiltrate, because the rumor mill is that Wike is trying to collect the whole South. The whole party structures in the South states. Then what happened to the governors and the original APC members? What happens to them? That's what they're asking Tinubu.
President, let me ask you, do you think former President Olusegun Obasanjo is back in the ADC? Do you think?
Even if he want to be, he should only play a statesman's role.
That's what I'm talking about, back in the ADC, not being part of it.
Yes, he can advise them, yeah. After all,
no,
yes.
Do you think he's back in the ADC?
He has a soft
in 2023, we saw him with Obi. Yes, he did. But do you think in the end run, because
since he has not made it open, I'm sure he has been having meetings with some of them. There is nothing wrong there, because from beginning, Obasanjo has been telling the APC, the APC, PD, and any other party that it is the turn of the Southeast and that they should allow Obi to run. I quite agree that Obi should run.
Is it the turn of the Southeast or the turn of the South?
The Southeast specifically.
That was why he did not agree. What if Yemi Osinbajo joins the ADC? What do you think? Do you think he will break even?
No, he can't do that. A Yoruba man cannot take over from a Yoruba man. It's not possible.
What do you mean by Yoruba man cannot take over from a Yoruba man?
Yes, they can't.
Why?
You can see it now. What do you mean by why?
No, I need to understand.
When the Southeast is there, if it is going to the South now, they should give it to the Southeast. That's what I'm saying.
No, but what do you mean by Yoruba man cannot take over?
What do I mean? Is that not what stopped Atiku when he was trying to take over from Buhari? They said no. A Fulani man from the north cannot take over from a Fulani man from the north. Is that not what stopped Atiku? What are you saying? What do I mean? How will it sound that a Yoruba man will finish, another Yoruba man will take over from the south here? When the Southeast have not tasted it for once.
What of Sheyi Makinde?
Sheyi what?
Sheyi Makinde.
He can't even try it because Tinubu is still there. He can't take over from Tinubu.
So are you telling me that Sheyi Makinde does not have a
He
right
will
to
fail.
aspire?
He will fail.
He will fail
Nigerians
because...
will not vote for him. No.
How are you sure?
I said Nigeria will not vote for him. Tell me, how are you sure?
Barrister Darlington, you cannot be certain about things
I am
like this.
certain because look, morally it is wrong. It can't happen. Morally it is wrong. It can never happen.
What is
Who will vote for him? On what ground will you vote for him? On what ground?
So
that a Yoruba man will take over from a Yoruba man. For what? No, tell me. On what ground?
If that was how it's then why is he nursing that ambition?
He can try his luck now, but he will not succeed. It's as simple as that. I said nobody will vote for Makinde or any other person from Southwest. It can never happen. I am sure of that. You ask yourself, on what ground will that happen? When the Southeast are there. No, tell me. And they have a capable hand. So if Obasanjo is talking with ADC, yes, if he tries to build a consensus, if they can convince Atiku to step down for Obi, fine. Esther, if it happens and the North say yes, we are supporting Obi, I swear to Almighty God, I will go and work for Obi free of charge.
Sorry.
I'm not joking.
Sorry for that, boss.
No, you said we should not laugh.
Sorry.
What did I say now that's causing you to laugh?
Sorry.
Am I not being frank here? Yes, that's what I'm telling you. If they convince Atiku to step down for Obi and he does that willingly and then rally around the North to support Obi, I said I swear to Almighty God I work for Obi free of charge. Have I not made myself clear now? Those who have been running their mouth anyhow.
Who's running their mouth anyhow?
All those that are talking that I'm against Obi on what ground?
Because you've been endorsing Atiku, that's why they are not. They're saying you should not.
Look, you cannot talk of that until a candidate emerge and we know where it is emerging from. They told Obi, if you don't get the ticket from ADC, move out. I said no, it can never happen. Obi, don't move out. That has been my stand. But if they not decide, maybe elder statesmen, either from the north or south, any other person come say, Atiku, you and Obi come. I want to talk to you people. They now convince Atiku. Say, Atiku, look. And the reason. I say, I will support Obi.
Let me ask you a question. Atiku brought a coalition, called people together, spoke with them. According to them, they have started this a long time ago. Galvanized. A couple of the CPC faction from APC have joined the ADC. The PDP too, they joined. It's obviously because of Atiku. And you think that certain persons will call and say, Atiku, please step down. And you will step down.
Hold on now. That is where the consensus comes in. If Atiku were the option and he wants this ADC to succeed, that is what you're supposed to do. But if he insists, since there's no law that bar him from contesting, is that not my position all along? Since no law bar him, if there's a law that says, look, for so reason you should not contest, and Atiku is insisted, I will go against him. Well, Barrister, in all of the talk of obedience saying, Peter Obi, you're nothing, we're tired of this government, another 4 years of Tinubu means the death of Nigeria, blah, 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 and all of that stuff. Atiku and Peter Obi has not come out to tell us anything that discloses there is any friction or there is anything untowards. Remember, Peter Obi in a media chat said nobody has approached him to be the vice. All this talk we're hearing, it was Daniel Bwala that came out to say Peter Obi is somewhere admitting or he doesn't want to tell his followers that he intends to deputize Peter Obi. Again, this is the time for propaganda, division, a lot of these measures, mechanisms we put in is a way of fostering themselves ahead. So it's left for Nigerians to believe what they want to believe and not be gullible. A couple of people also feel that the obedience are too sensitive and too emotional, that in politics there's no emotion to it, and that it's not everything they run, talk about, cry out for, they should become.
these obviously, now that the coalition has come on board, the APC will not sit on his arse. There will be machinations of division, conflict, internal wranglings, and all whatnot. And that the obedience need to apply emotional intelligence. They need to be emotionally strategic. Obviously, a lot of them are the youthful population that have tried to get more interested in politics. These other individuals of the Atiku camp and the APC, a lot of them already understand how politics works. But do you think that the vigor of Peter Obi's supporters would mar him?
I have just told you here that if what I told you had happened,
I said the vigor of his supporters, the way they're going about it. A couple of people think that they're not acting reasonably, they're too aggressive, they're too volatile, although it's in reaction to what the other opposition or the other camp is doing.
know.
Do you think it would mar him? And do you think that at some point Peter Obi should speak with his supporters so there's a clear direction?
There is nothing. You only cross the bridge when you get there.
Okay.
There is nothing to speak to them now until whatever they are trying to put together in ADC is done. I get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All this rumor that people are talking behind closed doors and all that. Let us see what will come out of it. Then we can now begin to say what is for certain. Like I told you here, I have given you my own analysis on this issue. And that is why I think most of them, they are hesitant. Even Obi have not done what he's supposed to do with Labour Party, have not left Labour Party. But I don't think that with what is going on here today, he will go back there. Because when Dati Ahmed went to him, he rejected the peace move on the ground that he cannot come to work with Anabure. And that is a fact. Do you know that at the end of the day, whatever happens in Labour Party can end up in court? Are you aware? And the Supreme Court will now be very angry. After ruling, they now flattered the ruling of the Supreme Court and then went ahead to do their own. Somebody can go to court against it. I'm not joking. And that person will win. All he needed is to go with the CTC of that judgment. And let me see whether the Supreme Court will now go against their own ruling. When they told you that both the lower court, the high court, and even the federal high court, they were wrong in validating Abure's chairmanship of that party. The Supreme Court says so. So if the Supreme Court says so in clear terms, on what basis is Atiku still there? I mean, Abure still there, presiding over Labour Party? Can't you see that something is wrong here? So if you now want to go ahead with Abure, on what ground are you doing that? After the Supreme Court have spoken, on what ground? Whatever you are doing with Abure is null and void. It only takes somebody from the same party to go to court and challenge it, and that's over. That is over. So, Peter Obi is right in refusing that peace move, because tomorrow somebody will say, they even beg him to come, he refused. Where is he coming to?
He's right in refusing the peace move. He's right in refusing the peace move.
I've told you the excuse, and it's very, very germane.
Dati Papa Ahmed said that he was one that decided to use this initiative in going ahead to ensure that there is a peace move, in the Labour Party.
That is to convince Abure to step down.
So wait now. And then the question was asked to Dati Baba Ahmed, because he had an interview with Daily Trust TV. And the question was, did you speak with Peter Obi? And he said yes. Everything he does, he carries Peter Obi along. And then the question was, what was his response? And he was like, well, whichever thing you want to do, however you want to go about it, no problem. That he feels that Peter Obi has a lot on his table, so sometimes he take initiative. But the big question was, why now? Why didn't Dati Baba Ahmed decide to resolve the problem last year, thereabout, before it got to this climax that he had to come in? Because there are talks that he too nurses a presidential ambition, which is not even wrong. He has every right to aspire. He has every right to run if he wants to run. But he says he's in very good terms with Peter Obi, that there are certain persons who wants to create problem between the both of them, with all of the speculations about their relationship and him wanting to resolve the imbroglio within the Labour Party. But don't you see the Labour Party as a viable option if the ADC or Peter Obi at the end of the day possibly walks out of it?
Esther, they are taking advantage of Peter Obi's gentleman behavior. I remember in the days of PDP, and I would always say that Obasanjo put a gun on his head, asking him to sign resignation letter. I would always said it. After going to I would always home family home in Otukpo, somewhere in Benue, to go and eat bush meat and vegetable soup with pounded yam. The next day, when the man came to the office, the same Obasanjo went to Asai resign. He thought he was joking. He brought a gun. I would have said it with his. I've written an article on this particular topic, and it was published in the Sun. So, is that what you want Peter Obi to do to Abure? He can't do that. That's why they are taking advantage of him. He can't do that. You can see it. When I told you here that the society creates the crime, then the criminal commits it. These are my examples. Because they want this man to turn into something else, to fit into Nigerian politics, and they will now use it against him. Are you telling me that this type of thing can happen in APC? No, be sincere to yourself. The man will just disappear overnight. I'm not joking. He will disappear overnight. In fact, he dare not challenge the lord of the manor. He dare not. When they remove Ganduje in Kano, did he put up a strong head? Did he? In fact, they gave him a date to resign on a Monday. He did it on a Friday. What does that tell you? They told him to resign on a Monday. He resigned on a Friday. 3 days gap. So that he doesn't want problem. Because if he had done, they will, in fact, EFCC will pick him that Monday. They will pick him to go and answer for a crime he have committed. Oh, you don't know why they are bringing all of them. So that they will have a hold on all of them. Something that will hold on to. All of them have skeletons in their cupboard. So whenever you want to challenge the mafia lord, he has something on you that if they open it, you will not come out of it. So you dare not challenge him.
Barrister, before we open the phone lines, the United States of America sent an advisory to its people who intend to travel to Nigeria or to those resident here, and this caused quite the conversation. In fact, Bolaji Abdullahi, the ADC spokesperson, recently responded to that. According to him, he described that advisory as a national humiliation. All right. Now, in the latest advisory, it places Nigeria on level 3. Reconsider travel, and that's almost a red zone. So the publicity secretary Bolaji Abdullahi said that the U.S. travel advisory, citing Nigeria's rising insecurity and failing healthcare infrastructure, is a damning reflection of Tinubu's government's inability to protect both its citizens and the country's image abroad. The ADC again criticized the absence of Nigerian ambassadors in key global capitals, particularly Washington, D.C., describing the diplomatic vacuum as abdication of responsibility. They also took aim at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, accusing it of trivializing the urgent need for ambassadorial appointments under the guise of reforms. And according to the ADC, the president's government has reduced diplomacy to a side hustle, warning that no country can afford to be voiceless on the world stage. So what is delaying ambassadorial appointments in those key nations?
I don't know. I told you here that appointment in Tinubu's position has been weaponized. Don't you see how he used it to cajole the North? Or in the third year of his administration of 4 years.
Weaponized in what context?
What? Yes, now.
We had
whenever, listen. When I say something, please allow me to explain myself. Look at it this way. Tinubu is in his third year, in his 4-year term. Abi? It is now he remembered that the North needed some appointment, and out of the 8 he made recently, he gave them 7, and gave the Southwest 1. Then the South is nothing. What does that tell you? The North told him that, look, this your appointment, it came too late. Because they too, they understand what he's doing. Initially, there was rumor that Babangida's son refused the appointment. He wrote a letter telling them that he doesn't want it. They debunked it, as if they are begging him to take over the position. What does Babangida know about agriculture to be made the chairman of Bank of Agriculture? A bank that is heavily indebted, a bank that is already on its knees in debt. Look at it this way. This ambassadorial position, they are keeping it for what? At the 11th hour. They will start appointing all the people that are being strong-headed, all the areas that they need to capture votes. They will give their sons and their women appointment to be ambassador, this and that and all that. What this ambassadorial position, were they not in play before Tinubu came into office? He withdrew all of them. Is it that we don't have money for this? El-Rufai told you, Esther, because when you ask him now, he said he's saving money. He's saving money. The very thing that will even help us, it is this ambassador that will get these investors from their respective countries. They will go and market Nigeria for investors to come. Meanwhile, they are not there. So who will they talk to? Who will they listen to? El-Rufai told you that every month 100 billion naira is being given to the military to fight insecurity. Where is the result? Esther, do you want me to sit down here and agree and believe that this money is getting to the military, yet insecurity is multiplying every day? The latest one is the terrorist group from that Turkey told us that they have entered Nigeria. They are active in Nigeria, making 7. Esther, making 7. Under PDP, was it not only Boko Haram that they were bedeviled with? Under PDP. Now, with APC, 6 have entered. Yeah, they are telling us that they are doing that. They are fighting insecurity. They have done so much.
Barrister Darlington, let's open the phone
They have
lines.
done so much.
The number to call is 080-3692-9933, and we're going to keep it to a minute, okay? So we can take as many calls as possible. 080-3692-9933, 080-3692-9933. The WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my sister.
Mr. Truth, welcome.
Chief Prophet, Professor Dr. Darlington.
Good evening, sir.
Well done, sir.
Well
The
done.
wise man. Straight to the point. All the problem that we are facing now, or we are passing through, is the INEC, the judiciary. These two people, they've caused what we are going through since the election of 2023. In fairness, according to observation from outside concerning the election 2023, Obi won. Landslide by the INEC and their lieutenants and the judiciary, the money bags, they put us in this mess. 2, if the electorate is not put into law, that the vivas or whatever they are using should be put into law, is the same kettle of fish we are going to come 2027. Because why? The man in charge has all the machineries, the power to ensure he retains that position. So I'm appealing those who are in power now to ensure that the Electoral Act, that all votes should pass through the RF or what they call it, so that you can count. Because the masses are tired. Barrister Darlington,
Yes, sir.
I want to employ you, or I want you to be my lawyer. The NEPA people, they are killing me. I'm dying. If you see the bill,
My brother.
it's true. I will collect your contact address.
Oh, God.
So the bottom line, the masses are suffering. The drugs, because I'm a glaucoma patient. If you see the amount I spend in drugs, you pity me. Nothing is the masses enjoy in this country. No food, no light, no housing, no good medical, nothing.
Nothing. No.
So God will save us.
Amen.
All right, Mr.
Well
True,
done.
thank you so
Please,
much
Esther.
for calling, sir.
Do you know that if the judiciary had been bold enough to resolve the issue of defected lawmakers in Rivers State, this defection would have stopped? After all, it is clearly written in the Constitution.
They're not here,
They have not abandoned that case.
and it's not the norm.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mrs. Sister.
Welcome, sir. How are you?
Thank you very much. I greet your guest, Mr. Peter Anosike.
No, this is Barrister Darlington Agumo.
Okay,
not
Darlington.
Peter Anosike.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Malam Bello Usman. I am calling you from Woodhill, Kano State.
All right, sir. Welcome.
Thank you very much. See, let me tell you, if President Tinubu like, let him appoint Babangida son, let him appoint Yakubu Gowon son, let him appoint Shehu Shagari son and Abacha son. APC collapse. He cannot go anywhere because this afternoon I have a video here. If you want, I'll send the video to you. I was in Jeddah Cinema where they used to watch cinema. I was there this evening. Somebody was lynched. He's in the hospital now as I spoke with you because he mentioned Tinubu's name. Because see, because this man is the worst president so far in the whole world. See, let me tell you, if me Bello Usman contest with Tinubu 2027, inshallah, I will defeat him because Nigeria have rejected in APC. Because this man is not one to be leader of this country. See, time shall tell. If you let him appoint every former leader has some children from the north. He's just wasting his time away. Thank you very much. And God bless you.
My brother. Eh? Where are those who said I don't like Tinubu? Where are they now? Where are they?
Person, I just want to sweet you. See as they laugh.
I predicted it now. Why not call me prophet?
Hello, good evening.
Oh my God.
Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
But good evening, I greet you.
Well done, my brother. Well done, no.
Yeah, Mayor from Ikotegbe.
Well done.
All right, Mayor, please go ahead.
Please, I want to ask Mr. Darlington, which secretary that want to build in Abuja, whose money?
You mean the APC secretariat?
Yes, whose money? Is it our money or APC money?
Have they ever used your money to do anything? I mean, have they ever used their own money?
Maybe it's their money. The president has promised to build a beautiful APC edifice. Told Wike to release land.
Good.
I'm asking whose money? Is it the money or our money? Whose money? Promise. I want to know whose money.
Which money has been you using before? Which money?
Wonder.
Which money has been
Wonder should never end in this country. Esther. You see, let me tell the simple truth. Not my word. This one will end democracy in Nigeria. APC is going to end democracy in Nigeria. This man has crossed the red carpet several times. Let me tell you something. Not my word today. Today's date. This man will end democracy in Nigeria.
I would not be surprised.
All I have to say for now. Tinubu will end democracy in Nigeria. Not my word. Today's date. Write it down. Thank you. God bless you.
Esther.
But what if they contribute money to build the edifice? I'm just asking.
God, what?
All of them, they will contribute, but they usually do party contribution now. All the members of the
when
APC
last did you hear that? When last did you hear that there was a fundraising for any party?
They don't have to announce it now.
Are you serious?
They had a barrister, wait.
And the press will not cover it.
Don't chop me raw. They had barrister. Yesterday, they shifted the venue of their National Executive Council meeting to Aso Rock Villa. There was no press. Yes. No press. The only thing that they brought out was the new APC chairman and some of the things that the president said, which obviously it is the media aid, the aid of the president that were just they released some statements from
hearing
them.
About it?
No, that's what the president promised now. It is what they chose to tell us. So they usually contribute money amongst themselves.
Hold on.
Maybe not the money they will contribute together
for
the
Esther, hold on before you misinform the public.
I'm not misinforming. I'm just saying maybe.
That thing they did was wrong in law.
Okay.
The After Rock Banquet Hall is not for political party. APC shouldn't have gone there to do anything. It is wrong, very, very wrong. They have no reason to go to that place when they have their own party office at Blantyre Street in Abuja. From After Rock to that place is not even up to 3 or 4 kilometers.
Hello?
That people could drive there.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Yes, ma'am. I greet you. I greet Oga in the studio.
Well done.
Right. What's your name,
sir? Yes, my name is Chebe the preacher man.
Where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Etoki in Ogun State.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes. What I want to say is very simple. I don't know whether you people have viewed it in this angle, that it's possible that the president may be working with Atiku, telling Atiku to run under what do they call it, the ADC. Then later Atiku will drop and allow the president to run for second term. In that way, destroying what do they call it, Obi.
ambition of becoming the president.
Atiku admitted, Bode George told us recently that Atiku admitted to bringing in Tinubu, I think, I think between 2019 or thereabout, we're coming in.
You see what I'm talking about?
But he apologized. He apologized for that. He apologized. So I don't know about that.
Okay, what I'm saying in effect is that Obi should be
Bode George said
careful.
that recently.
It is not possible because
Bode George made that declaration that Atiku himself said so. And that he apologized.
Hold on, no. Look, leave what naysayers are doing.
Naysayers.
Yes, because Atiku is organizing this coalition. You mean he will spend all his money and hand it over to Tinubu?
Can never tell.
When the North are spoiling for war. Do you hear what the man said here now? Is it the same North that Atiku will go and play these pranks with? After playing pranks, he'll come back there, Abi? You don't understand. Look at what that man told you now. That is how they not behave when it comes to these things. They are very, very active. They are not like you down here, who they will slap right, left, and center, and you just shut up. Look at what that man said. Can you do it here? When I was talking, that's the basis of what I was saying. We don't challenge what is going on here. We don't. Esther, we don't. So on what basis will you be telling me what I know better?
Okay, turn down the volume of your radio now or turn it off. So, Chief Olabode George, a respected elder statesman, senior member of the PDP, has revealed that Atiku Abubakar once admitted during a meeting in Lagos that he was part of those who manipulated the process that eventually helped Bola Tinubu become president. According to him, Atiku apologized for that role and acknowledged the part he played in shaping the outcome. He reflected on how ironic it is that Tinubu is now president, urging politicians to act with integrity and conscience. He said the whole situation is a reminder that whatever choices are made in politics, they have consequences, drawing from the passing of former President Muhammadu Buhari. So that's the naysaying.
Esther, where are you now putting this?
This man gave you.
Hold on.
He gave you a theory, sort of, and I tried to say, okay.
Even Bode George, hold on. Bode George is not even doing better.
Hello,
he was part of weakest group.
How are you, sir? What's your name?
An elder statesman in PDP.
My name is Patrick. I'm calling from Okota. Who is it to Barrister Darrington?
All right, go ahead, sir.
Thank you. What I want to say is this. Darrington belongs to the law system. What are they doing about this is our complaint of the judiciary not helping matters. What exactly are they doing? What is happening to the Nigerian Judicial Council? What is happening to the Nigerian Bar Association? Because these organs are the people that are responsible for the lawyers, the judges, and so on and so forth. And all this injustice is going on in Nigeria. What is the authority, the leadership of the Nigerian Bar Association, the Nigerian Judicial Council? What exactly are they doing? Because that is his own consistency. I want to ask him this question.
Please, my brother, have you seen me support any misbehavior by the judiciary? Mention the time and the date I supported it. Have I not called out the judiciary here? So what do you want me to do? To carry gun or what? I don't understand. I have done my bit.
It's not about you supporting, sir. What I'm saying is the leadership of this organ, are they not calling their own into order? That they are putting the reputation of this rival organization to this.
There is no institution without their bad egg, and we are calling out those bad eggs. You heard me here lament on the defection of lawmakers in Rivers State. That if the judiciary have resolved that matter according to the constitution, this defection would have stopped.
Hello. Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Yusuf. I'm calling from Ogun State. Yusuf from Ogun State.
From Ogun State. All right, Mr. Yusuf, please go ahead.
I want to contribute my own this issue.
Okay.
Number one, the people that damaged this country, they started from governors. All the 36 governors, senators, House of Representatives, traditional rulers, religion leaders. Where are they? They are sleeping, all of them, because they are giving them what they want. And the masses are dying. So what are we talking about this? Our people cannot go and collaborate with Tinubu. Let me say, I'm from Adamawa State. but I'm living in Ogun State today. Because look at insecurity everywhere. Look at insecurity everywhere. They are pumping and generals. Look at generals like private soldiers in Nigeria. They are promoting them for nothing. So I call Nigerian money. What are we talking about? We are talking about this. If Peter Obi stand, even the not stand at all, they will vote for him. I had another caller. What I did before he said, how many people that they are going to vote Peter Obi? Let the try it now whether Peter Obi will now win hands down. And the retirement people they are shocking. People is packing this morning. We get the Lagos State. Agro take over everywhere, Lagos State and everywhere part of the country. And militant.
My brother, thank God you say you're a retired military man.
I found that barrister there. Yeah, he spoke well.
My brother, good.
Thank you very
thank
much,
God you say you're a retired military man. Please.
How can you marginalize Igbo? Igbo are they not human beings?
Thank God you say you're a retired military man. Talk to your constituency. They are the ones causing problem.
I'm from Adamawa, which local government?
I said
thank you.
Yeah, thank your constituency. Through your group, you're the retired military officers. Talk to your constituency. The military in office today, they are part of the problem. They aid and abet the Biggie.
They are pumping money for they are investing money.
Thank God you know.
All right, thank you so much, Yusuf. Thank you.
So it's not only the judiciary.
08036929933. That's the number. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Hello, barrister. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Hello, sir. Go ahead. Oh, please kindly call. He called the connection.
Please call
I've
back.
always told you when you call, turn off your radio. 08036929933. That's the number. How are you? Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Madam Esther.
Good evening, sir. How are you? Welcome.
I'm fine. Barrister Dante, good evening, sir.
Good evening. How you doing?
Hello,
yes.
Please, what I want to say is that APCs, they are confused. And they will continue to be in confusion till 2027 election will come and go.
Amen.
Abure is not using that to bring P2B back to Labour. They should give Abure a presidential ticket for the Labour to come and contest election.
Exactly. Let's see how
and
you
give Wike presidential ticket for the PDP to come and contest election.
Exactly.
Let the P2B and Atiku continue with their coalition.
Exactly.
And keep everything secret till 2026. Thank you.
Abio, what's the secret? What's that secret? The greatest loser here is Wike. Are you aware?
Hello.
Hello.
Wike is now partyless.
Good evening. My name is Elias. I'm calling from Wajalaba.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, Darlington.
My brother, you're welcome. Oh.
Yeah. See, you know, this Tinubu we are talking. Tinubu can't do anything. You hear this appointment you talk. You know, here Tinubu said, now people will be the fight to go and do seaport and the airport and carry him brothers go back. That thing where it talk, even a Western world, you're not supposed to enter themselves.
No.
And the other number way in the fight for, you know, go see even a one card there, a one boat there, you can't see there. You can't see there. Because that man is here, I don't know what I could call him.
All right.
So he said, hello?
Thank you for calling. 08036929933. 08036929933. Hello, how are you?
Hello, good evening.
Why is your radio still on? All right.
Yeah.
What's your name? Hello. Good evening, sir. What's your
I don't
name?
know. I'm calling from Mushin.
What's your name, sir? Good evening.
When is the lamentation about Tinubu APC stuff? You know that they changed to 2023. Some people are saying that there will be one election. You consider this story you are pushing up. We voted for him in the north. Which vote do we have in northwest, northeast? Now, never see anything good in government. This conspiracy story will continue to 2027. Obi now you are saying is Is an orphan now. It's not in labor. ABC cannot say it's there. Do you think Atiku will use all his money to gather people to set up an ABC and he hand over the party to him? That is because people are putting up. This is what we do to 2027. In 2027 now, they will also go their way. What happened in 2023 will happen. Now, Obi now is saying that he's not going to defy to anybody. He will contest on his own. Atiku is sure the coalition they are going to coalition now is a coalition for Atiku. No, there's no way they do election. Obi will win Atiku in the primary. That is the basis. And when the election starts now, they scatter the way they scatter in 2023. And when you look at the election, they will put up conspiracy theory that election was rigged. That is the issue. If you want to beat him, let them come together. They will beat him. In 2023, it's a straightforward issue. If the two of them are put together, 6.9, 6.1 together, over 14 million votes, they will have defeated him hands down. That is the reality. You are not chasing shadows. You are defeating yourself. You know, it's objective. Going to other people's state to go and play sensational thing. You are going to other people's state. You don't take permission from the governor. Why don't you go to another state and distribute money, distribute palliative for people over there? And all the people in another state, are they sufficient? Going to the other thing is that he went to went to the IDP camp without informing the state governor. He's supposed to be the governor of the state. If anybody comes to the state without notifying him.
All right, thank you very much for calling. 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. That's the number. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Esther and Esther.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Long time. If I listen to you and Pitano Sike, I'm okay.
Okay.
I was listening to the program because of you.
What's your name, sir?
Thank you very much for your. Let me go ahead, please. This time, my fear is that if Tinubu should win this election, what will happen to Nigeria from 2027 to 2031? It will be very dangerous. The hunger, the famine, the crisis. Even in our city here, you can't walk 8 o'clock. This boy will come home. You can't walk now. You can't walk in the street now. In our area here, you can't walk. They will break the gate. Our own, they tie the security down and rob someone in the city. If we control like this, a government endorsed by witchcraft in Nigeria about to put an election. You think God will support this government that endorse someone which is to call a press conference and endorse to people before the election? You think God will support which is God to someone else wish to live? We should come together. Atiku will be, I beg the Igbo, because the Igbo will be the city end. They know me. As I'm talking, they will come because I know. They told me that 2023 election was Igbo protest in voting, that they will stop it. I know some of the honorable, they know me. But I'm talking that they will call me after I got the. So what I want to say that Igbo should not say we should run alone. It is going to be a very heavy attack against people, particularly in Lagos. So what I'm saying is that would be an article should be when they come attack the Fulani Hausa and Igbo in Lagos. Because even though people want to, if you stay alone, they will finish it. So what I'm saying in it is that please, Igbo should listen to me because I have always protect the interest. And from that I'm an Igbo woman. I will protect the interest. So they should take very well. Take very well. It's not so they should run alone. They should not run alone. You should do a good ticket because in Lagos, Igbo in Lagos, you should be very careful. Very careful. I know some of the honorable, they are telling me that what happens when things will not happen. I move with them. Even this Shara, the election, the correct call local government council. I know what happened. The tell one person can vote 3 times. Forget it. But God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. 08036929933. That is the number to call. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you, sir? What's your name?
Oh, okay. My name is Bastel.
Batex, please go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead,
Okay,
Batex.
my contribution concerning Popibulo's outburst is if he had said concerning every politician that is coming to Edo State, that could have been understandable. The singling out would be shows a kind of premeditated anger against him. You know, so that's my concern concerning that. If every politician of note, a former governor or someone that is going to contest coming to do must inform him. You know, that to me could have made more sense than singling out just one individual. So
Thank you very much. 08036929933. That's the number to call. 08036929933. All right, let me take some messages right about now, because I haven't taken any messages at all. I know a couple of you may have been trying our WhatsApp and you're not getting through. Okay, let me start with this. Good evening from Adeyemi Kamaru from Satellite Town, Lagos. This is, okay, Adeyemi Kamaru. This man in your station, okay, Adeyemu Kamaru. All right, thank you very much for your message.
I read what he said now.
Good evening. I live in Akute and work in Akpabio. Please correct the ignorant. I come home during the weekend. Chike from Akute. Okay. Esther, well done for your work. Unyeze. Thank you so much, Unyeze. Esther, well done. Okay. Thank you, Mr. John. God bless you. This person is saying, my lady, how will I block you? How will I block you?
Don't block, don't block. You know it's already blocked.
I didn't block you. Nobody blocked you. I don't think anybody
You didn't hear what he said. He said, how will I block you?
Okay. Esther, tell any governor that tells their media that they are proclaiming fake news. What are governors doing about hunger and insecurity? Kobokoman. Esther, tell Tinubu to open southern border. Make we chop and leave cheap propaganda of northern apartments. Be Kobokoman. Okay, I think this is all the SMSs.
Go do firework.
Why did they separate Bamidele versus Akpabio WrestleMania 10? I would have made good newspaper headlines. After approving loans after loans, it's now fiscal combat. Akpabio seems worse than Ahmed Lawal, his predecessor. Amburu and Wiki have destroyed Labour Party and PDP, and coalition is the best bet. That's why Obi, Atiku and others must get it right. Make sacrifices to save Nigeria, but then only electoral reforms will save our votes and stop the jumping of ships from one party to another with people's mandates. I ask also, how on earth is APC taking their meeting to Aso Rock? Very unfortunate precedent. FG released Mazen Namde Kanu and let Ali Igbo have peace again. Chijioke from Isala. Good evening, VOP. My name is Mohammed from Maza. I love your guest, Barrister Darlington. May Almighty Allah bless this station straight, all the crew members. Thank you, Mohammed. Good evening, VOP. When the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse or misuse is inevitable. Since this government came into power through the back door of INEC and judiciary, it has turned the country's economy to a disaster. By saying subsidy is gone, this shook the foundation of the country and later floated the naira. He even said he used his money to enter power, so he's not accountable to anyone. This is why he's multi-taxing you and borrowing money. It's like putting an agbero in a vote of a central bank or run a multinational company. It will loot and run it aground. The president said he is not accountable to you because he said he used his money to enter power, so he's not accountable or concerned about Nigerians, but to tax and loot and live their luxurious lifestyle while they tell you tighten your belt and turn you to beggars in a marjorie in the midst of plenty. Lakon from Lagos. Barrister Darlington, please don't sign any agreement with Esther. It is your undiluted responses to Esther's questions that's given us hope in this country. It's clear that Akpabio has sent prayers to her email. John Mark Innocent.
I agree with you. I agree with you because APC is buying everybody now.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Emmanuel says, "Good evening, Esther. You are progressing in error. Wow. By saying Nigerians are not satisfied with Tinubu, better say few Nigerians. Since 1999, Southeast have never been part of progressives. They enjoy being opposition party, despite the fact that nothing significant they benefited from PDP for 16 years. If you base your judgment on few, that daily calling you is a big error." Emmanuel, did we basically circumspect the conversation on just the Southeast? The people calling, where are they from? You guys are now.
No, the insecurity. Did
when
we
I accuse somebody of something,
Esther,
it will be the same perpetrator
him,
of what you're accusing.
Did we experience this insecurity under PDP?
All right. Good evening, Esther. Mark my word. With what happened between Senator Akpabio and Akpabio yesterday, the latter will not lead APC into 2027 election as the president of the Senate. Larry. Esther, if Darlington should campaign for Atiku to become president via this public platform, what lie? Yeah, I'll fire him arrow and
Please, if it had come to that, Esther.
He said, "Well, I'll fire him arrow and it might affect you also, Esther J."
No,
he said, "Go and campaign for Atiku on your Facebook page."
I said, give me the number of that man so that when the arrow come, I will know whom to.
Every evil arrow back to center. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh my God. What did I do wrong? You people said I should support.
He said, "Wallahi, Esther J."
Oh my God. Nigerians, you can carry malice so far, too far.
Good evening, Esther. I agree, Barrister Darlington. Please. Don't let this Jagaban matter bring issues between you and Esther. As per the subsidy thing, let federal government come out to defend themselves. Bunch of deceivers. This government has killed the small-scale businesses. No security. Relatives abroad are free to come home. Hope of the youth are being dashed. Finally, I don't believe in them again. May God help us. Rachel from Ushudi. Thank you, Esther. You're welcome. Good evening, Esther and Barrister Darlington. Esther, can you see how the president wants to single-handedly build APC mansion or head office with our money?
Of course.
Esther, this man called Tinubu have crossed the red line in so many ways without consequence. Concerning Akpabio and Bamidele, it's a welcome development and more is yet to come. Let all the politicians jump to APC. It's better for us because come 2027, we, the real owners of the country, will sweep them all away. APC downfall will be worse than PDP. What a confused group of people called APC. Mayor from Ikotwegbe. Good evening, Esther and Barrister Darlington. The Senate needs recess to enjoy their humongous allowances. As for subsidy removal, the president said there was nothing to cushion the effect. So where did he get the billions he used for renovations of houses? Buhari renovated in less than a year before he left, and buying of cars, yachts and presidential jets. Peter Obi said he will remove the corruption in subsidy by tracking and monitoring all the trucks distributing fuel all over the nation. From Chief Udo. Good evening, Nigeria. Nigeria currently borrows to feed. The APC government, since coming in 2015, uses incessant borrowing to loot savings extorted from the people's consumption capacity to finance their insistence in government, especially elections, and not necessarily to give any development to the people. Look, the repayment of these loans and the interest payments are shrouded in secrecy and are not published for public criticism. Here lies the looting pipes. And when the people see it hard to feed in times, huge savings from subsidies and increased taxes, it is only informed conclusion to say that Nigeria currently borrows to feed. We now ask, President Tinubu should answer it with better proof. If not the case, we have understood it. Tochiko Adele Thompson from Obanikoro. All right, hashtag Evening Rush. I don't know why VOP presenters allow Darlington to gag and bamboozle them, even when their views are superior and more intelligent than his. Abuchi in his solo. Queen Esther, please ask your analyst. If Atiku becomes president, God forbid, and he fails, so we will try again 48 years after again. Same thing they said then 2015 that anyone but Jonathan, that Buhari is the best, blah, blah, blah. See where Buhari took us to. Mention two things Atiku has done or he did when he was VP, if not baggages. There is freedom to belong to any political party, but let Darlington swear with his two eyes that he's not a PDP member. He has collected anything or hoping to gain something from Atiku's camp selfishly. Let him swear with his two eyes. Barrister Darlington, that you should swear
that I did not.
I have not collected money from dollars.
You know now, if I did, I will defend the money I collected. If I did, but I'm telling you the truth. If you like, don't listen.
Okay.
Already, all I said is coming to pass. All I
right.
said.
Good evening, Esther. I agree, Barrister Darlington. My name is Gabriel from Ikorodu. Everybody is entitled to his opinion, but I must say that Barrister Darlington is upsetting some of us who believe in the ability of Mr. Obi by declaring him incapable. Let me ask Barrister Darlington. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar had contested election in Nigeria more than 4 times. What did he do? Where did he show the capacity, as Barrister Darlington is making us to believe? Did his part PDP even call for protest? It is obvious that he's just being sympathetic on Atiku. For me, Mr. Obi is a man who is capable. I know him. I knew where he's coming from. Anambra State is not a state feeble men rule. With what he did there, he will do more in a bigger stage. Obi doesn't need physical confrontation to take over power. All we need is to have electoral reform and to continue to demand that rigging will not be tolerated in 2027 like in 2023. Barrister, one man called us here to tell us that we should, Nigerians should support Atiku because of some plans of some certain persons concerning the Igbo.
No, they didn't hear that. They didn't hear. You see what I'm telling you? Ignorance. I told you here, even the Bible said it, that my people perish for lack of knowledge. Esther, if Ojukwu had been circumspect, there wouldn't have been Biafran war. But when they were pushing him, Ojukwu, declare Biafra. If you don't, we'll kill you. Is that not why Ojukwu, to save his life, declared Biafra? Look at the result. Esther, look at the result. I don't know why people keep making the same mistake and they expect me to join them. I told you here what is going on. Already you heard what somebody said here about the North. That somebody mentioned Tinubu for 2027. They lynch him this evening. Is that not what that man said? If the North does not support Obi, he's not going anywhere. And I'm saying that is why he should work with Atiku. I don't know why people are not listening to me.
All right, Barrister Darlington, my argument with you is your stand that Atiku Abubakar is Messiah. All the
did I say so, Esther? You see people now.
This is Obed Oji.
You see people now. I am telling you, it is election is about votes. Not done as a vote in block. That is why none of them have defected to APC. It's on record because they want their own person. So if somebody can prevail on Atiku to step down for Obi, all well and good. So that Atiku can now rally around the northern vote for Obi. Obi cannot penetrate the north now. He cannot. And he cannot win the election with only southern vote. With the southwest vote for Obi.
All right.
With them.
Ugochukwu says that the poor Nigerians are not benefiting from subsidy removal. Food prices are skyrocketing and the poor are dying of hunger. Good evening. Please, Barrister Darlington should be informed that all subsidy was actually removed and that's the reason the monthly federal allocation to states has doubled. The money he claimed NNPC demanded was part of the debt incurred by previous administrations.
Can you imagine?
He should check the new figure of our GDP. It has doubled in Naira terms.
Esther, let me answer that man without wasting time. This other thing I told you about this subsidy, are you not looking at it? 7.7 trillion to be given to NNPC for subsidy which they are demanding from federal government. Is that not a fact, this man? Where is your brain? Why not think? I told you how NNPC was sold. You didn't even look at that. I told you that 300,000 barrels of food is taken away since 2023 to cushion the federal subsidy. And you are still talking.
Hello, good evening.
You are still talking.
Yeah, good evening.
What's your name, sir?
Yeah, I'm Peter calling from Satellite.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
My brother Darlington, good evening, sir.
Good evening, my brother.
Joshike Nwanne. Ihe na-ekwu uwe eziokwu. And I only want to say it this way. If all this effort of ADC, they did not use their brain, all this their effort, if it is wasted, it will be nonsense.
I'm telling you.
It will be nonsense. Because I don't see how men of wisdom will gather they cannot produce anything tangible for Nigeria. We are not talking about somebody now who will come out and start like a giant. We are talking about somebody who will rescue us. When David came out to rescue Israel, Judah, it was a small boy, but at the same time, the elders supported him.
Of course.
And he went. So let the elders in this ADC now, with all their effort and everything, then let them not to allow it to be wasted. So that we come out of this situation. If it is the same 4 years, they should give to Obi. If Atiku still want to continue, they will want somebody who will set a landmark that there are good governance and there are people who can pilot it. We have them. It's just that those people are trying to maneuver everybody with their witchcraft and every other thing. So that is my mistake. They should use their brain so that every of this effort, And my brother there, his neck will not be long with all this canvassing, though. Please, so.
All right, thank you very much for calling. Okay, I think that'll be our final call. But there's something. Oluwole Afolabi, a US-based senior advocate of Nigerian descent, has obtained approval to represent President Bola Tinubu and argue against the release of his FBI records in the US District Court for the District of Columbia in Washington, D.C. Judge Barrow Howell on July 9 okayed Mr. Afolabi's request to defend President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in a matter about the release of his records with the FBI, Drug Enforcement Administration and CIA. The president, who has fiercely opposed efforts to release his records, hired Mr. Afolabi on his legal team. The Nigerian lawyer was no stranger to Mr. Tinubu's legal woes, given that he represented the president during the Chicago State University certificate forgery scandal back in 2023. So, as it stands now, the parties are expected to file a joint status report on the matter by August 7. This case was initiated by Aaron Greenspan in collaboration with Nigerian journalist David Hundeyi, seeking the release of the president's record held by the FBI and other law enforcement agencies regarding President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So, in 2023, the FBI announced its decision to release the president's records, which numbered approximately 2,500 pages, in batches of 500 pages per month. However, an objection by the president stalled the case. Barrister, what's your final take before we need to wrap up?
Esther, look, my final take on this thing, I hope you are taking record because of tomorrow.
Okay.
Is there anything I've said on this platform that did not come to pass? To tell you that I'm not joking. It's just that most people ignorantly say things that they are not even sure of. Look at what happened this evening. What that man told you about the North. Now tell me, if the North does not accept an OB, can he make an inroad there? Have you seen why I've been hammering on this thing? But people are telling Obi, if you don't win ticket in this, go away, go to where? Esther, go to where? Where can he go and get all the vote that will give him the victory? I don't know why people are misleading Obi, telling him that they believe he can walk.
Those that believe that he can do this on his own, they are misleading him.
But
they're not properly advancing.
Exactly.
Him. Is that you think they're misleading him?
I mean, can't you see it happening now? Can't
you think they're misleading him?
Can't you see it? Because by the time he hears this voice, he thinks that they all meant well for him. Meanwhile, they are not looking at other variables, which is very, very vital here. Very, very vital. And that's what I'm hammering upon. Somebody called that other people are more superior in their... Hey, why not come and you come yourself? You just talk anyhow. Meanwhile, it is these same people that are harassing the Igbos in Lagos here when the election have not even taken off. They are the same people, They are the same people. All the obedient, what are they? Have they even protested about this harassment?
They have actually. They protested.
Look,
they protested.
Go to Alausa. Go to where they will hear your voice.
Alausa.
Yes, go there. Go and tell someone, look at what your people are doing to the Igbos here. Don't sit in your house and say you are protesting. I've been telling the people that they don't want to hear. It has happened first, second, third, fourth, and you are still thinking that by 2027 it will be better. I am telling these people something they don't want to hear. I will be here. If they don't listen, they will listen by force.
I bet people should not go anywhere because before they will say when I want stage
protest is allowed. They should go there and tell someone, look at what you are suffering in our area. Look at what these people are doing to us. Even take pictures of some of those boys. What is wrong with that?
Okay. In that respect, please. In that respect.
Yes.
So that's okay.
And have not done that. You are telling me Obi should go and run. Run which party now? Look at what is going on in Labour Party. And I've given you the prognosis here that if anybody should use the Labour Party with Abure, it is subject to legal battle. Because Abure have been declared null and void by the Supreme Court.
All right. Well, INEC seems to still recognize Abure with the latest.
Is INEC superior to the Supreme Court?
Well, that's their interpretation.
So the interpretation does not matter. It does not matter.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on the Evening Rush. My name is Esther Wachiko.
You say you will not laugh. What's wrong with you now?
That's Barrister, that you not vex. Don't push mic one side.
What do you mean? Okay.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program today. Make sure you join us tomorrow as well. And our YouTube channel at VOP903FM, across our social media platforms at VOP903FM. On YouTube, Estic Media, ESTIQMEDIA. Kindly subscribe. Instagram, Esther Nwaz, ESTANWAZ. And on Facebook, it's at Esther Wachuku. You guys have yourself an amazing evening. I'll see you tomorrow.